I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't like spray foam. Now I'm referring to spray foaming like a whole wood frame house. And this is because, especially in our area, maybe in your area as well, people are still building in conventional methods, but they're trying to improve an old system by adding spray foam insulation, and they think it's the end all be all. They think it's super airtight, and to me, it's not. And I'm gonna just show you a quick little example. Let's do it right now. So I have my little thermal imaging camera here. I'm just gonna show you these joist stands. Now this is just an example. Now I know that this isn't the 2-pound spray foam that you would use in a house, but still, I think this will demonstrate, and I'll actually give you a little more insight as well. But let's take a look at this first. So take a look at this, all right? So I have it spray foamed. You know, you can see the concrete. You can see my spray foam. Now the spray foam is actually nice and warm. If I trigger that, that's 16.6 degrees. So it's saying it's the room temperature of the room. But all these black, dark areas, if I hit the right spot, 2.8 degrees. Over here, oh, I had a -4 there for a sec. Yeah, -4. So I'm just going to try to get that again. Okay, so let's explain to you what I mean by this. Okay, so you'll have to use your imagination because we don't have a spray foam house to show you because we don't like that stuff. We do have a little bit of a framed assembly here. So just think about being, whether it's a full house or not, I just find that people think that it solves everything. And it's kind of like a shortcut way. It's like, I don't know how to detail this, so I'm just gonna hit it with spray foam and it'll solve my problems. So think about what we just showed you. Now, here you'd normally have some studs. Now in a house, you'd have several hundred of these cavities. So think about that perimeter right here. Now, even in this small area, you'd have 3 perimeters where, yes, your spray foam is it's a very good insulator, but around those edges, now you got to think, okay, your wood frame is it's gonna react to different moisture levels or humidity. So that wall's always gonna move in and out. So what happens when that spray foam just pops around those edges just ever so slightly, or it shrinks back just almost nothing? Now you have all these parameters that can let air in. Now, because it's a vapor barrier, you don't need to vapor barrier your house. Now all of a sudden, you have air infiltrating into your house because you have gaps in your plywood and all the rest. You even have down at the bottom plates, you're not using vapor barrier, you're not acoustical sealing anything. Now you have air drafting in from under your bottom plates. Like, I've had at least 2 people that I know personally spray foam their houses. They're like, I'm not doing ICF, I'm just gonna spray foam it. Then after the house is all built, they're like, man, I have to rip all my baseboards off. I can feel air gushing in all the time, right? And that's why. So we're ICF enthusiasts, and that's because you just can't beat the system. No matter how much spray foam you throw at something, you'll never even come close to being as airtight as ICF and concrete, right? And so I've probably said this in other videos as well, is like, if you want to build a conventional build just for sheer dollar value to its, you know, the most inexpensive way, do that. That's totally fine. It's acceptable. But don't try to upgrade your wood frame to try to get close to what ICF can perform. You'll never get there. Like, air tightness alone, I have videos on that. Like, if you know anything about air exchange per hour, we've got 0.23 on a house, we've got a 0.43, and we've got a 0.45 before. These were all tested after the fact. We weren't even trying to get that airtight. In our area, if the wood frame guys with their spray foam get a 1 air exchange per hour, they're ecstatic. They're like, yes, look at how green we're building. But they have to do a lot of work to try to get that. ICF is virtually effortless to achieve those air tightness. So let's just pretend for a sec that this is an ICF wall. This is actually a product made by Nudura that's an insulating panel system. But let's just pretend this is our ICF assembly. Well, I'm going a little bit reverted because I'm thinking about vapor barrier. But in a vapor barrier house, If anyone pokes a hole in the poly, now you got an air leak. So you make a bunch of mistakes, now you got this leaky house. Whereas on this, like, oh, if I scratch it, I could dig that foam out, doesn't matter. I'll never affect the air tightness of an ICF no matter how bad my trades screw it up, right? So anyway, back to the spray foam. Like I said, like, it has its place, but it's not the end all be all. It doesn't solve everything. If you want to build something efficiently, scrap the old ideas and just go with ICF. It's so much simpler. It's just a couple of steps and you're done. You don't need to add all this other extra stuff. So anyway, that's it. I'm Kody with Up to Code, and look forward to your comments on this one. See you next time. Okay, so here's bonus footage as well. So this is, I'm just going to compare it. Now I've stuffed just some extra sheet foam in these joist ends rather than spray foaming. A, because I'm cheap, but also because I have leftovers. I don't want to waste it. Right, but that sheet foam, even though it's not uber tight, is showing better results than the spray foam. You got a little air loss there, but not bad. So yeah, just as a little bonus feature. Even down where that gap is, I'm trying to do two things at once. Even where that gap is at the bottom, look at me go. I can't get it to show those cold temperatures like we could on the other one that was spray foamed. Building. Build, build, build. It's not a stud finder. Hey, I'm looking hot. No.